Every one of us, from every corner of the world, faces those daunting, tough days. Days when the weight of the world feels particularly heavy and the light seems just a bit dimmer. But what if these challenging times hold more value than we realize? Enter Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor of Rome, a leader who ruled the vast Roman Empire, yet faced his fair share of hardships. Instead of shying away, he delved deep into these challenges, documenting his reflections and insights. His philosophy? That our worst days might just be the most important ones. Let's discover why. In the bustling heart of Rome, Marcus Aurelius sat as a beacon of Stoic wisdom amidst the chaos of an empire. Not just any leader, he was one of the 5 good emperors and is often remembered not for his military conquests, but for his profound philosophical insights. As he led the Roman Empire, he also embraced Stoicism, a philosophy that values rationality, discipline, and personal virtue over external events. Marcus didn't merely study Stoicism, he lived it, making him not just an emperor in title, but a true Stoic emperor in essence. His personal writings, now known as meditations, serve as a testament to his dedication to Stoic principles, offering guidance for both his contemporaries and generations to come. Marcus Aurelius, in his wisdom, often wrote about the tumultuous nature of life. Instead of viewing adversity as a cruel twist of fate or an obstacle, he perceived it as a wise instructor. In the tapestry of life's challenges, he recognized patterns and lessons. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way, he mused. This wasn't just poetic rhetoric, it was an assertion of power over circumstances. To Marcus, struggles were not barriers but doorways. Every hardship carried within it a seed of growth, a lesson to be learned, or a perspective to be gained. For instance, a loss could teach acceptance, a betrayal could fortify one's sense of discernment, and a failure could illuminate a path towards improvement. But how can one see adversity in such a transformative light? It's about perception. Marcus believed that our reactions to external events were the real determinants of our internal peace. Struggles didn't define a person, their response to them did. By consistently choosing to learn from adversity, we empower ourselves, turning life's heaviest weights into tools that chisel our character. In Marcus's philosophy, adversity was an invitation, a call to delve deeper into oneself and emerge stronger and wiser. Marcus Aurelius often ruminated on the ephemerality of existence. Time is a sort of river of passing events, he wrote, and strong is its current. In his meditations, he continuously reminded himself, and thus us, that everything we experience is temporary. Every pain, every sorrow, and every moment of joy, all are but fleeting shadows on the canvas of time. This Stoic perspective on life's transient nature isn't meant to induce despair, but rather to instill a deep appreciation for the present and to mitigate the distress we often feel during tough times. When we're enmeshed in pain or adversity, it can seem all-consuming. However, by recognizing that these challenges, like everything else, are temporary, we can cultivate resilience. Moreover, by embracing life's impermanence, Marcus believed we could live more authentic lives. Instead of clinging to moments or dreading the future, he advised understanding the cyclical nature of existence. Just as seasons change and stars fade, so too do our tribulations pass. In this realization, there's a profound liberation. The difficulties we face today are but brief chapters in the grand narrative of our lives. By keeping this in mind, we can navigate our worst days with a greater sense of perspective and hope, knowing that tomorrow holds the promise of change. Marcus Aurelius was not just a Stoic philosopher. He was a master of shifting viewpoints. In the midst of turmoil, whether on the battlefield or in the imperial court, he often retreated into contemplative introspection to adjust his lens on the situation. He said, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." This speaks volumes about the malleability of our perceptions. It's not the events themselves that cause us distress, but rather our interpretation of them. Every situation has multiple facets, multiple angles from which it can be viewed. Consider a simple rainstorm. To a farmer, it might represent a boon, nourishing his crops. But to a traveler, it's a hindrance, delaying his journey. The rain is neutral. It's the perspectives that differ. Similarly, on our worst days, it's often not the day itself, but how we're looking at it that causes anguish. By deliberately altering our viewpoint, we can often find a silver lining or a lesson in even the most challenging circumstances. Marcus Aurelius's writings often echo this sentiment, urging us to question our automatic reactions and choose a more empowering interpretation. In doing so, we not only free ourselves from unnecessary suffering, but also unlock a more proactive and positive approach to life's hurdles. This doesn't mean we should deny our feelings or become blindly optimistic, but rather cultivate the ability to find balance and meaning in the midst of chaos. From wars on the frontiers to plagues within the empire, his reign was fraught with crises. Yet, it was precisely these challenges that sculpted him into a formidable Stoic practitioner. His writings and meditations provide a candid look into his mind as he navigated life's storms. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength, he wrote. This encapsulates the Stoic belief in personal responsibility and agency. While we can't always control our circumstances, we have the power to control our reactions to them. Marcus Aurelius believed that hardships aren't mere inconveniences, they're the crucibles in which our character is tested and solidified. Just as gold is refined by fire, our character is honed by adversity. When faced with trials, he saw them not as misfortunes, but as opportunities to practice virtue, patience, and endurance. He would often remind himself that difficulties are a natural part of life. Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs? To Marcus Aurelius, adversity was more than just an external challenge. It was a necessary component of personal growth. By reframing challenges as essential for our evolution, we can move from a mindset of avoidance to one of acceptance. In the Mosaic of Life, Marcus Aurelius posited that hard days aren't mere blemishes, but rather integral pieces, essential for the complete picture of our existence. Each challenging day, with its trials and tribulations, is a brushstroke that adds depth and detail to our life's canvas. We are formed by what we do, he once wrote, suggesting that it is not the easy or comfortable moments, but the grueling ones that truly shape us. They chisel our character, refine our resilience, and fortify our spirit. By embracing these days, we don't just survive them, we harness their energy to fuel our growth. Marcus believed in the sanctity of the present, of confronting the current moment with full vigor, no matter how daunting. Concentrate every minute on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, he advised. It's not about denying pain or discomfort, but rather acknowledging them and choosing to find value in them. By truly embracing our worst days, we don't just endure, we transform. We metamorphose from beings vulnerable to external circumstances to masters of our inner domain, with the wisdom to see beyond fleeting struggles and into the vast expanse of our potential. Despite being one of the most powerful men in history, was no stranger to the ebb and flow of human suffering and joy. Yet, it's his philosophy, one that urges us to find strength in adversity, that serves as an eternal beacon. In the words of the Stoic emperor himself, the obstacle on the path becomes the path. As we navigate our own life's journey, may we too learn to not just face our worst days, but embrace them. For it's in their embrace that we uncover the true essence of growth, purpose, and self-realization.